So this is the Ravine on the table under the pretty lights, and it kind of looks a little better in person than it does online in the pictures. Here's a look at the side cut depth on the table there. You can see that. And then let's lay it down on the table, and you can kind of see this camber profile. They call it, what do they call it? Free the Ride 3D. And the way it seems like to me, it's kind of like, you know, maybe a less exaggerated, you know, a little less early rise than the POW Division Moontail, but it's got, you know, a nice bow of camber from tail all the way up, and then kind of like has a little bit of early rise, kind of like a very, very, very mellow version of Battalion triple bass technology. Kind of like it just doesn't feel like super powered TBT. It feels very much like it starts to end where the camber, you know, the lift up ends where the camber kind of ends a little bit. I don't know, but it doesn't feel washy and weird and edgeless. But you know, definitely feels more catchy in comparison. But it's pretty cool, and it seems like it has a decent bit of early rise. And let me see if I can kind of give you an idea of how it bends up on the sides there. It still seems like it's more easily tunable. You know, you could take it to a shop and the bass grind might not be terrible, and waxing and scraping it isn't going to be too much, but you can kind of see it's almost like, it's just almost like a hybrid camber with a little bit of early rise, and pretty good there. So let's get into the waist width. Not the waist width, but the width under the inserts. A lot of readers want to see that. And this runs a little wider. This is the 55, and it runs a little wider, but it's not like a short fatty either. It's just a little more, you know, a little more square centimeters going on. And you're looking at about 27.2-ish. Off the front foot, you're looking at about, or off the front insert, you're looking at about 26.6, 26.7 centimeters. And then here off the front foot on the back part, you're looking at about 26.5-ish, probably right around there, give or take a few millimeters. And then about 27.4. So that's pretty, you know, pretty wide. But I was having fun turning this. Probably out of all the Roam boards, you know, I don't lean directional or twin. This was one of my favorites, but I did like that Warden and the National and the Agent in their own ways. But if you want to set it all the way back, it's like 21 to like 21.75-ish, closer to 22 if you set it all the way back with traditional discs. And the difference between nose to the back and tail to the back of the inserts is about 6.25 inches back, or difference, which means it's 3.125 inches back on board, which is pretty far back, kind of what you'd expect for a free ride board like this. And you know, you give it that little bit of extra volume. This 55 felt right for me. That little added extra bit of width felt like it would be kind of on par with like my Burton flight attendant at a 59. And you can kind of see it's got decent directional float. And you've got a nice clear base, very easy to repair. If you're buying this board, I'd look at getting clear PTEX and a PTEX gun at a reasonable price and repair it that way when you hit off-piste, so you keep it nice and clean. The base has good glide to it, decent wax absorption. I've seen like Roam bases like this get, you know, a decent amount of burn on the sides, but if you stay maintained, you know, no board's without issues, but if you stay maintained on the base, keep waxing it, it's going to have good glide to it, and it's going to stay the way it should. So there you have it, the Roam Ravine on the table.